Well, hopefully this will actually show all of me rather than just cutting me off at the hairline. Hello friends and strangers, welcome to another craft vlog. I have honestly lost track of how many times I have filmed this, or components of this. And I know that I haven't brought all my projects upstairs, even while I'm doing this. And I've just remembered other ones. Well, that's fine. So, I filmed this yesterday as well, and that footage was not good. But that means I've got a do-over. Oh God, I'm babbling. It is what it is. So, as you can see, I am wearing some of my creations, just hoping it means that I would bring them upstairs with me. So, I'm going to start with this fetching number. I crocheted myself a witch's hat. It's a slouchy witch's hat. I think that's literally the name of the pattern. Gave mine an absurdly wide brim because why do things by halves? This is my second draft. The first attempt, pardon me, was too stiff and pointy, so I decided to mushroom it up. I'm going to do bracket fungus up there. You can make it lie down and it's less ridiculous. So the mushrooms are glow in the dark crochet yarn, which I think is pretty snazzy. So it's all super simple construction. I'm going to maintain the mushrooms are relatively simple. Relatively, a little bit trickier. But that's pretty cool. Haven't looked at that for probably a month, so eep. I have a load of crocheted creations downstairs. I will bring those up, or just insert the footage. Okay, I will do one of those. I will do something. You will see them. Editing Sarah, go find them. Wow. We have little dinosaur Pikachu. Did I put you in my shop? I don't know if I put him in my shop, but I definitely meant to. So, watch the space. He's got a little hood. Pikachu in a onesie, pretending to be a dinosaur. He was very simple. I've got a Mimikyu plushie that I made. Look at him. He's definitely in my shop. I have Sableye. Sableye, he needs an embroidered mouth as far as I'm concerned, but I just haven't really had the spoons to do it. But I enjoyed sewing sparkly gems onto him for his little belly button and his eyes. And like he's meant to look like a little imp, and yeah. And Charizard's almost finished. So Charmander is almost finished. But I want to give him. Oh, I don't want to do the kind of multicoloured felt sewn on eyes from the pattern. I'm thinking I'm going to give him two big black button eyes. But my problem is that I have spare buttons, but they're not all black. So the only two that are the same size are odd colours. But maybe you think that's cool. If you do, just leave a comment, because I'm putting stuff in my shop because I want to make it, but I don't want to keep it. And if I can make it in a way that makes other people want it, then that's great. So, also, what should I do with his tail flame? Should I make that normal coloured? Should I do something odd? I don't know. Tell me. Don't know how I justify bossing myself around. Someone's got to do, I suppose. Oh, can I see more crochet things? I cannot see more crochet things, so I'm going to assume for the moment that everything else is downstairs. On to knitting. We have a squishy Totoro cushion. He is a big boy. Very snuggly. Perfect kind of size for cuddling. Housewarming present for my friend. He needs a fluffy white belly and some details, but alas, that is not where the dopamine is. So sad. So we have Totoro. Sorry, I keep making that noise. Effort. I'm running out of space. Too many things. Next up, because it's next to my hand, try not to ruin it. I am making a shawl. The pattern is called Midwinter Mist. Okay, let's compromise. Pull this loop out. I'm adding to it because obviously I am. Why would I just do the pattern? So, Midwinter Mist. It's just a simple triangle, which means that it gives you nice chevrons of colour. It's all pretty simple, even on the lace sections. And lots of garter stitch to make it nice and snuggly and squishy. I am crocheting a border on it at the moment. I cast the knitting bit off last night. Decided I wanted it to be just as big as I can get it. So I'm crocheting. So the knitting stops here. The crochet border is going here. And I will reunite this with its hook in hopes that means I keep them together. So that's lovely, that's happening. I am going to just leave out some of the Christmas knitting because that's all gone to people. But I'm making myself a set of fingerless mitts very slowly. This is rather tangled, but I don't know if you can see the pattern there. Looks like scales from the side. Yeah, there we go. So it's just the same pattern all the way up. I think it's based on a sock pattern. I'm just following a very simple how to turn this into mitts pattern. But I did this pattern for Claire's mittens, but in a really nice yarn. Really pretty. Chunkier, so it was quicker. Because I like to make things hard for myself, but not too hard. So that's the first mitt. It's taking me predictably forever, but some of that's attention span. We also have a Pokemon scarf. If you play Violet or Scarlet, you may have met Grusha, the ice gym leader. But I saw the scarf she was wearing and went, yeah, I need that. Isn't it cool? I just made it up because it looked like a knitted scarf to me from the footage. Yeah, I was paying attention. Like, need to absorb all the details so I can replicate this. There is someone who's done a crocheted version, and that is on Reddit, if you care to look for it. But I wanted it to be knit. But it's the same, even down to the fringe. Very simple, so it was mildly boring for me. Other knitted thing, I'm making a blanket. So that is, pardon me, the struggle to have a mic so I'm audible but not hit the cable. So this is the blanket. So I don't know if you can see, but it has, I'm just doing bands of whatever pattern I fancy. So we have some just plain knit stockinette stitch. We've got some garter stitch in some places, I think. Has chevrons, diagonal lines, moss stitch. Yeah. So it's going to be nice and squishy, I think. I haven't been working on that as much as other things recently, but I'll get back to it. These things cycle, I think. But I have several balls of this. I just saw this colour and thought, ooh, mermaid. So there we go. That'll be nice. It'll help with cost of living, hopefully. I believe my last knitting project I have to show is currently on my feet. So bear with me. Okay, back again with my slippers. Do give me some leeway on just how grubby these are. I'm standing in the rat room, and so they have kicked their bedding everywhere. So these are somewhat grubby. So these are meant to be round-toed, but I think my attempts to make these work for the yarn I had may have thrown off the shaping. So I did the first one, realised it had a pointy elf toe, pixie boots, and thought, yeah, no, I like that. I'm gonna do that. So these were stash busting. I've used up the last of my super chunky big wool yarn I used to make this fine jumper. It was a present from my sister Robin. The original jumper wasn't quite my thing, so I just changed it, because if you're going to make something with your own hands, it may as well fit your aesthetic. So on my feet, this is what it looks like. Yeah, no, it's not ladylike, but I don't care. So knitting, crocheting, 2 hyperfixations down, more to come. I have picked up a whole hobby. Bear with me. Okay, we are getting into things that you could potentially own, because so I have started an Etsy shop. On Etsy I am critter rehoming. I will put the actual link down in the description box. So I've started that as a way to deal with the things I make that I want to make, I enjoy making, but I don't feel the need to keep once they're finished. Sometimes it's I just fancy making something, I know I won't keep it. Sometimes I'm sure that I want it, and then I finish it and think, yeah, no, I don't think I want that actually. So some of my crocheted critters, like Squirtle Thulu, Pika Thulu, have already gone and found new homes on there. I have an Ivysaur with an actual eye. Crocheted, obviously, not a real eye. And Mimikyu plushie, and I think Sableye's going to go in there, to be honest. That kind of stuff. Feel free to look at that. I have one set of art prints in there. It is this picture. Just because I love it so much. I also have started selling things on Redbubble. I say started, I've only sold to myself so far. I've used it as a way to design something and get it made to give to people. But feel free to have a look at that. I will put the link down there again because I can't remember the name just now on top of my head. But if you follow me on Instagram and see my art, feel free to tell me if there should be something in that shop, or prints in my Etsy shop. See something that you want, let me know. I'm happy to add things. It's just a whole process sometimes that I didn't have the spoons for. And neatly dovetailing into that, some of the things I'm about to show you are going to be in the shop because I liked them. I just don't need them. So I bought myself a hobby on Amazon. I have started doing resin. So I have one mould that's a sort of Ouija board witchy thing, in which we have a corvid skull mould that I have turned into a ring and a pendant. As well, I've got other colours as well. I didn't bring them upstairs with me. And also a resin Ouija board. I'm getting used to inking, as well as the planchettes. So one mould is a planchette that's also a Ouija board, which I think is quite delightful. Little black cats moulded into there. Moon, star, plane. And it also has some smaller ones, which I realised are perfect as little earrings. So we have this pair of earrings. Please stop swinging so wildly. So little iridescent tarot card stickers to make a matching pair. And some kind of tealy greeny plainer. Well, not plain, they're full of glitter and stuff, but they're very cute. So a selection of that's probably going to go in my store, to be honest, because I'm going to keep the ring because I love this, and I'm going to try and do some colour washes on him with paint to smarten him up a little bit. But I have practiced corvid skulls in various colours, so I don't need all of them. There's also a mushroom mould. I had the bright idea to put googly eyes in the mould. On this one, they all pull to the front, so it looks like some eldritch abomination that's focused in one direction. And little box for my trinkets. This is my first attempt, so more like a fly agaric mushroom, but as you can see, my googly game started out pretty well. Googly game, that's a terrible thing to say. I have a bright green one, but that's downstairs. I don't think you need to see every single version of everything I have made when it's kind of, I can make a ton of things relatively quickly. Resin allowing. All that up there. So, resin things. Oh, I've got a couple of spheres also downstairs. I recorded that yesterday. Sarah, just put it somewhere, please. I have a sphere mould that came with my kit. So, first sphere has a little dinosaur figurine and some like craft moss stuff that you can use for terrain and stuff, for Warhammer and D&D and stuff. I like him. This is my favourite. I followed a tutorial for a kind of galaxy effect, and I think it's really effective. Just, I love the glitter for the stars. Like that's really nice. And so we pass swiftly onto sewing shenanigans. Sewing shenanigans. Turned another one of Brian's old scary shirts into a cushion. Again, with the buttons used as the actual fastening, so I can do a closure. Also made myself a coat. It's a pirate coat. I will model this. Behold! I am a dashing pirate now. Turn around gently. Also has floofy shaping at the corners. I've modelled this on Long John Silver's coat in Muppet Treasure Island. The best version of Treasure Island. So yes, rather proud of this, in case you couldn't tell. Now I'm going to bring you back over. Oh, just a minute. My intros. My intros says. Come on. That's Diamond, Evie, Coffee Bean, and Smudge, I want to say. I'm assuming Caramel is down here somewhere. I see a caramel. I see a bean. Hello, Bean. Hi, Bean. Oh, such a big yawn. Oh, very cute. The cage is bare because we're doing intros, so they are slowly getting there. So this is the back of my cloak. This is the space I split to put more fabric in, and since I only had this deeper blue, decided to make it more night sky, like make it look intentional. So I will just keep working my way down there. And on the back, I did a crescent moon. I was considering doing kind of the moon and the sun interposed, overlaid. But I just like how it's looking. Like the silver and the blue is really effective. I don't think it would be as effective with the sun and more stars. I treated myself to a better fastening system because these were getting pulled. So I did a big braid, looped it nicely behind the cloak, so this is just all the way around, which I think should distribute the strain better. But yeah, that's really nice. And we have my scrap blanket, which I had forgotten was even a project till I saw it just now. So I decided I got bored of doing the stripes, so I stopped. This is my messy thing of projects. Truly am a goblin. Well, hello. Back from that brief intermission. I've also been doing embroidery shenanigans, because I do cross stitch now. It's not always my hyper focus, but sometimes it is. So there's a couple of embroidery things that have already gone to Gabriel. I'm not even going to say friends. It's all gone to Gabriel. So I've got a couple of things that have been based on woodcuts. So here we have a couple of old women passing a baby to a demon. This is not tasting like dopamine right now, but I have hopes that one day it will. And we have a merry little dancing circle with witches and demons again. Again, based on a woodcut. It is a lovely person on Etsy who does the patterns for this. And again from Etsy. That's basically where I've bought all my cross stitch so far from. I'm doing a set of the major arcana from tarot cards, but everyone's a skeleton. So that's rather cool. Speaking of tarot cards, if you want to see my art, I have mentioned it's on Instagram, but right now I am slowly uploading cards for a rat-themed tarot deck, because I was going to do it as a project on Domestica, and then I realised that my friends wanted it to happen. So I'm going to get it actually printed when it's done, and Brian has kindly said he'll print some money to get a proper quantity of decks done, and they will again go in my Etsy shop. I might drop dead from the amount of self-promotion I'm doing for myself right now. I hope you understand the depths of my discomfort. I don't like it. I don't tell people about things I'm doing. Barely telling anyone I have YouTube. Unless it just comes up. So, yes. That is a non-exhaustive list of what I've been working on. I'm sure there are other things that I have forgotten or neglected. I sometimes make bobbin lace. I'm not getting it down though. It's behind all the rat cages. I think this is plenty. So, if there is anything that you wish to see, please let me know in a comment. If you want to see my art, you can look on Instagram. If you want to buy the things I've made that I decide not to keep, then my Etsy shop is Critter Rehoming. My Redbubble store is Crafty Giant. So that's nice. If there is anything that you have seen on one of my things, if you see it on Instagram, or I've kind of waved it in front of the camera, then feel free to say, hey, can this go up somewhere? And I've never done a sketchbook flip through, but if you convince people to like and comment on this and show me that that's actually something that you want, I'll do it. Let's say 10 people. Let's set the bar really low. So if you want that to happen, please help make it happen, because so much self-promotion. I'm uncomfortable. So, hello, goodbye. Look after yourselves.